Sony, state of play. Kyle, your first impressions. Your first thoughts when you was like, what did you expect to be shown for that state of play?
I was kind of browsing about like some of the different rumors that we've heard and things like that. So things that I was expecting to show. So the one thing that I guessed right, I was like, okay, they are going to show something coming to PC, because I don't know if you guys caught it, but I think that in a financial call they said that they want, like, I want to say like 50% of their like PlayStation lineup or PlayStation releases to be coming to PC as well by like 2025.
Yeah.
So like they're pushing for it. So I was like, okay, they're gonna start this, and they gave us Spider-Man, and then Miles Morales is gonna be coming over to PC later in the fall. So August for Spider-Man remastered, and then Miles Morales. So that was the one thing I got right. But I also thought that we would see a little bit more of Hogwarts Legacy, because the first time we really saw gameplay of it was at a PlayStation event. So I thought we would see a little bit more of that. Um, I understand why it didn't happen, but you couldn't have told me that I wouldn't see God of War during this. Like you couldn't have told me that. I understand why they didn't, because like it is just right around the corner. You don't really need to see, we really don't need to see too much more of it. I'm fine with waiting, but I definitely thought we would see some God of War. And I thought I would see some KOTOR. Like I think that was more of a like a wish. I was really wanting to see some KOTOR, I guess, is more of the
Yeah.
right answer there.
No, I agree on the KOTOR front though.
No, like yeah, they're like, nah, fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah. Like all in all though, like, you know, on the KOTOR front, like it's about time. I know we got like an announcement last year, and the announcement that we got was a teaser. So you would assume that they maybe have something almost ready to show. But I actually have a bit of a theory. We got a state of play. Now, last year during, I guess it was not even during, it was after the Summer Games Fest season and E3 season, we actually got an actual Sony showcase. I have a theory that what they're trying to do is kind of come in with like the double hammer punch here, and they jumped out before Xbox. Now PlayStation, obviously, they're owning that conversation. We've got another week and a half before we get to that Xbox showcase, which is on the 12th, I believe. And then I'm thinking they're probably going to come with like a mid-July actual Sony showcase, which would be insane. So if that happens, it would be super interesting, and it would also be very bully-like for them to just jump in and be like, yeah, no, we're running this conversation. Fuck you guys.
Well, I mean, I feel like they're going to have to, though, because obviously like a lot of the companies are doing like these shorter like little pressers, so like more like Nintendo Direct type of approach to it, but that hasn't happened this year. Like we've had so few of these this year. Like I think we've had one Nintendo Direct, like actual Direct this year so far. And I mean, granted, we are in June, but I mean, it is June. Like a lot of people have been really quiet lately.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. Well, at this point, we've got our teaser for God of War like almost 2 years ago. We got our somewhat. I mean, I guess there was gameplay there though. It was like really, really choppy, just brief clips, and kind of like it was more of a story beats kind of trailer that we've gotten from them. So I would imagine here in the next month or two, we'll probably get like that traditional Sony state of play that's like 18 minutes long, where they kind of walk you through the game, kind of show you what the game really looks like. Because I mean, we got it with Ghostwire, we kind of got one with Harry Potter already, we got it with Ghost of Tsushima. So it seems like that's something that they are kind of continuing the trend of. So I don't think we'll probably get any like big God of War. Maybe a 3 to 5 minute trailer sometime during Summer Games Fest season. But the rumor right now is September is what we're going for the launch. So I guess it would make sense that mid-July, early August, we would get that traditional 15-20 minute trailer or state of play that focuses purely on God of War. So I'm excited for whenever it does come, but it looks like it's coming this year because they're slowly but surely starting to kind of like roll out marketing material and other things of the sort for that game. Lady Gunner. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I have things to say about that. Lady Gunner, do your thing. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so first things first, we have a wild Sarah that appeared. Everyone, welcome the one and only, the scary one, the one that kills all, Skeeto Bay.
What up, Sarah? What up?
If she can hear us.
She can hear us. She's muted.
She's muted.
Okay.
She might be hiding from us. You know, she's all about those 70s and 80s aesthetics. She might be waiting for the proper moment to run up that hill.
Yeah. So my thoughts. So my expectations from this was Capcom had to come through and go crazy. And they had to show Street Fighter 6.
Oh, you said those words.
Street Fighter 6 had to be shown. Like, that was something that had to be shown. That was my expectation. And because it was one of those, like, they haven't said anything, and it's one of those, like, you're the next big Capcom release. But Capcom started off with Resident Evil 4 remake for the PS5.
And then also Resident Evil 8 VR for PSVR 2.
Bro, VR.
Like you want to talk, and then and also VR 2 support for Resident Evil 4. like you want to talk about somebody that came in and just was like, our show. Like Capcom is, they are a
VR2 in general though. Like they come in, station out of nowhere says, you know what, like we've got this VR2 thing like cooking in the background. It's okay. Next day, here's 4 gigantic titles that are gonna be on this VR2 that we're working on right now.
And you're gonna want them all.
Every single one, bro. The Walking Dead one actually looked really dope.
You are the first person to ever say that, because that was not something I did not find. That was not something I even cared about.
So I'll be fair. So the thing is, like, zombies are played out, like they are tired, but it did look like a solid VR game. But it's just like, could you have just made them like angry, like ants or something? I don't know.
Well, I don't want people to have a heart attack.
No. So check this. The VR showing for PlayStation wasn't sold to me until I seen Horizon. That all 3 of them looked amazing. Horizon did it to the point where you're not just getting VR demos. No Man's Sky did it as well. But we actually got a good showing of what VR that Sony is working on that didn't just look like lightsaber and stuff like that.
Beat Saber is cool though. Like we can't hate on Beat Saber. Beat Saber is fun, but
there's
a
particular somebody that I don't care for that played Beat Saber that we try to rekindle a friendship, and I was dead when I told him to shut the hell up. There was no turning back to that.
Okay, I am sorry for Perry's ex-friend, whoever you are, wherever you are.
Vinny, I'm looking at you, Vinny.
Oh, name drops. Spicy. Just flick the spices everywhere.
He's not watching.
Yeah, absolutely not. Never mind. I almost said something there. Whew. Okay.
But honestly, like, this is like kind of this is something we've talked about before, like in the past, right? To where we've got these VR games that are more than just point click. So like we're hoping that like with these titles, I mean, obviously, like we saw lots of climbing, we saw a lot. They showed the most, obviously, of Horizon, which makes sense. Horizon biggest name that of late, the biggest name that they
Sony
showed
has.
far, as the VR goes. So like, it looked really good. I'm excited for it. Will I get it? I don't know. I'm not completely sold on VR just yet, but it looks really good, and I'm excited.
Right, and I will say the same thing for it. Okay, you guys are all of culture. We've watched each trailer in 4K on this panel, correct?
Right.
Okay. All
Ooh,
right,
I
good.
have not just yet, actually.
Oh,
I've been
you're
super busy.
Kyle.
Oh, it's
You're-
okay. It's okay. I've got them in the back of my pocket. I am absolutely pulling up for the 4K. You know, I am the 4K pony. I rode in on the blazing fiery horse, just like I rode in the way for Blu-ray and 1080p back in the day.
Oh.
I am gonna get there. I've got them all saved in my watch later on YouTube.
Hair flowing with the fan in front of him, everything. He's ready.
You know, it's out there. Don't worry about it. I am absolutely positively going to pull up, and you don't have to worry about it. Can you please explain to me what that Final Fantasy trailer looked like in full on 4K?
Hold on. Before we get to the 4K, the explanation of the Final Fantasy 16, I want to definitely mention some of the indie titles that were shown, because one thing that the rumors leaked out that's for the state of play was focused on third party, and I was thinking like we was going to get a lot of third party games that really people didn't care about, and then we was going to get hit with Street Fighter 6, either God of War or Final Fantasy 16, but that wasn't the case. One in particular game that I found that was just phenomenal was Seasons. After looking that game up, the detail, the how can I say this? The care, the investment into that game from an artistic point, a development point, and an inspiration point, that game is probably going to be one of the biggest hidden gems of when that game releases. I believe it's set in autumn of 2022. That game looks phenomenal. The music, the representation in that game, you have people of color, you have people of the LGBTQ community as well being represented in that game, and you're going on a journey in this landscape that they're developing. I don't know what their aim is, because I didn't read too much of that, because I want to experience the game. This is something that I'm going to get, that I'm going to play with my kids, but this is going to be something I probably play by myself as well, just so I can get the full immersion when I listen to the music, because the sound of it is great.
Yeah. Now, Perry, if that is a game that you're interested in, I don't know if you did or if you remember the first trailer for that game, but the first trailer actually does a far better job of like nailing the vibe of that game. So if you haven't gone and seen it, go and watch the first trailer that came out. I think it was either at Summer Games Fest last year or it was at the Game Awards. So it should be 6 to 12 months old on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was just this was the one that was like
it reminded you.
It reminded me, and just like the last Kendrick album that we spoke about, it was like those 3 tracks. This just hit great in the flow of what they were presenting.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So there was that, and then again, before we get to Final Fantasy 16, I have Street Fighter 6 needs to be broken down. It has to be broken down to Kai.
You keep saying that to me, Perry. You keep saying this. Can we just say SF6?
No, Street Fighter 6.
Please just say SF6.
Before we get into that, I want the opinions of Lady Gunner, because have you seen the State of Play? Did you watch it, correct?
Yeah.
What was your most... what was the game that excited you the most, and what was the game that said, ooh, I'm buying Big Daddy tomorrow?
Can I answer this question for you? Because I already know. It's glowing all over your face, sister girl. She is here for the Final Fantasy.
No. Actually,
what?
No Man's Sky VR and
oh yeah, that does look awesome.
Eater Nights.
Turn Nights. Yeah, that did look pretty awesome.
But it's fun to like the people.
I got you.
You said what?
I said waifu simulator. I got you. I feel you.
Yeah. It's action, anime, post-apocalyptic, and I was like, this looks
And
interesting. It's a different area of gaming.
Yeah, that does look like that might be a sweet little ticket there. I'm curious about it, but I'm cautiously curious because I know sometimes when like it's one thing when you consider a game to be an action game with social simulator, but this is an action game and dating simulator.
Great
So I'm
data.
kind of like,
Dang time.
so I'm like, this might get a little pervy. But hey, some people are into that thing. So
What do you mean? That's the point.
yeah, I'm sure. But hey, I got my look. The dad pad is open. You can get right to the front door from here. The kitchen is right over here. The last thing I need to be doing is to be macking on my anime girlfriend, kissing on her in the virtual world, and then my wife pulls up or the kids come over. They're like,
Kyle, ask
what
Kyle,
are you doing?
Kyle, ask him
I'm
who
doing
was
this
his
to
girl.
save the world.
Kyle, ask him who was his waifu in Persona 5 Royale, because he act like he hasn't done this rodeo before.
Well, Persona's a little different because it was a social simulator that had romance in it. This is a dating simulator, so the romance in it is going to be a lot heavier.
Like they at a whole different level.
Plus, it reminds me of like Persona. So you got all that lights and color and action. Then the fighting style. I thought it was pretty neat.
So answer me this question, Lady Gunner. I want you to be honest with me. You're getting the pigtail, dark hair girl, aren't you? That's going to be your girlfriend. I know it is because she's.
I'm trying to get all of them, but if I can't,
you know what I'm saying? I know. She is number one for sure.
I made the mistake of getting all of them in Persona. That actually is in Persona 5 Royal. That actually is an option, and it gets really hairy.
There's only in Persona 5 Royale. There's only two options for first playthrough. It was Makoto Bay and Nurse Bay, but Nurse Bay got the dinner. Second playthrough, it was all focused for Makoto Bay. No one else matters. Third playthrough, it was the chess player. She
has some good perks too. Like she has some really good perks.
Yeah. Everyone else on trash. She can have the cat. No one else mattered. Like everyone else was just trash. Nurse, Makoto, Chess Bay. Everyone else does not matter. They do not exist. Like Makoto is clearly she's wife material. You said what?
Yeah.
Not that they don't exist.
They don't. Kyle, Makoto is she's educated. She's dedicated.
You know
she's
what?
focused.
Perry, I gotta stop you for a second. There's really only one woman in Persona 5 that does not exist, and that is Haru.
That's true.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. I don't want to hang with you. I don't want to date you. I don't want to romance you. I don't care about your rich father and his romance. Hey, a wild Sarah appeared.